Hello, kit heads. We are talking kit, the home of the greatest football kit content in the whole entire world. Full Kit Rankers is back. Yes, we are here for another deep dive into the rank bank for 10 more amazing shirts for us to muse over and argue. Well, we don't really ever argue. Sean's normally the one that causes all the arguments. He's not here, so there's definitely not going to be any arguments. And we don't have Dom either, and his lovely little setup that he's got now of his shelves. So we are here. I am Double A, obviously, and we're back with 10 more shirts, like I say. So before we get into all the fun and festivities, smash a like upon the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment as well. It's always nice to know if you agree with our 10 shirts, if you like our 10 shirts, or you like where we've put them, or who had some shocking opinions on shirts. It's always nice to hear from kit heads every single time, and share it with your kit loving friends. The kit community is vast, it is wide, so become a part of it. Join the team. That's what we kind of want you to do. I've got 4 outstanding guests. 4 outstanding guests? No, I've got 3 outstanding guests here and another person off screen who's ranked. But next to me, it's my brother in arms. My favorite kit, apart from myself, obviously. I've got to put myself number 1. My other favorite kit content creator is next to me here. It's Zeke. No. Jay, I'm going to come to you first. Zeke is one of my favorites as well, obviously. But Jay, from Retro Football Kits, what's going on, my friend? Are you okay?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Happy to be back on. It feels like it's been a little minute since I've been on the show, so happy days. Thank you for having me on. I'm absolutely roasting, but I can't complain because I've been complaining that it's not been warm. So now we're here. But yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Thanks for having us back on.
Double shot. Oh, mate, you're part of the family, aren't you? So it's right when one of the other two aren't here. I want you to be here, mate. And it's a shame we've still not got you on with Sean yet. I'm still waiting for that showdown between you two. Yeah. I imagine
that'll be a stressful day.
Sean and his wild takes on football shirts. But no, everything good in the Retro Football Kits world?
Yeah, solid, mate. Solid. Putting out good videos. We just put out a Lost Lionesses video, which I was really proud of. About a team that went to the World Cup, but then got banned from playing football when they came home. It was really fun, really great to edit that. So yeah, check that out, people.
Make sure you go in. Link to the channel will obviously be in the description. But honestly, I'm not even just saying it because he's a friend. Jay is one of the best content creators in the YouTube space. He's outstanding concepts, his editing, even his voice is okay. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard to say that with a Brummy accent sometimes, but
it's a soft tone.
I love you. And I forgive you that you're a Brummie that supports Chelsea. I'll forgive you for that as well. But
thank you. I appreciate it.
We all have things that are wrong with us, I guess. Speaking about someone who doesn't seem to have anything wrong with him, he's pretty much perfect in every single way. Look at him, he's smiling knowing I'm coming to him next. I can see it. It's Zeke. What's going on, my friend? It's been a little while since you've been on as well.
Yeah.
How's everything with you?
Yeah, I think it's actually been a few months, hasn't it, really? A while after, I think that was like a month where I was on a lot. And then there was a long break, but I am really, really happy that you asked me back on again.
You're always welcome. And it's not for any reason why I've not asked you. I always put it out there to people, and you're always busy. So maybe it's you, not me. I don't know. I'll just have to see.
Yeah, I think it is me. Yeah.
How is Ellen, your amazing other half? How's she doing? She all good?
Yeah, very, very good. Busy work stuff, but
as always,
good. Yeah.
We still need to do that episode with just you two as well. I think that needs to happen sometime soon. Absolutely. Because I'm excited to see. Maybe we should just rank 10 of your kits. That'd be fun. But then take it away from your videos, isn't it? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because most of mine are already online anyway. So
that's true. That's true. You don't have 10 that you've hidden from it, do you? Like every kit collector hides shirts, don't they? Like you order something, you think maybe I shouldn't have, and you hide it. Like I used to work with a guy, and he kind of sparked me getting back into football shirts back in like 2014. And he used to tell me, he'd say, "Oh, I bought this, I bought that." I was like, "Oh, right." I've had to hide it in the wardrobe. I can't tell my wife. And one day he comes in, I think he bought something off, it must have been a retailer I'm not going to say in front of Jay. And he comes in, he's like, oh, he looked disheveled. He looked really, I was like, what's wrong, Derek? His name was Derek. I'm not made that up. What's wrong, Derek? What's happened? So I've gone to get my new shirt today, and it's not there. And I've spoke to the wife and just said, tried to hint that I had something in the wardrobe, and she's blatantly just come out and said I've just thrown a load of shirts away. Not even put them to charity shop. She'd thrown brand new with tag shirts away. And
really?
Oh yeah. And he was absolutely gutted. I was like, well, that's why you need to be honest in your relationship, Derek. Don't stop lying to your wife.
There's a moral there.
Yeah. There's a moral. Be honest and open. You know what I mean? About football shirts. Saying that, Hannah doesn't know I got them. No, she does know I got them. Right. Thank you, Zeke, for being here, mate. I know that's a long-winded way of welcoming you to the show, but thank you very much for coming on. Finally, he's been on the channel before, way back when we used to cross football with football shirts on this show. And we don't talk about football on Talking Kit really anymore. One of our very early iterations, one of our very early shows with a live stream on a Friday night, and it was called The Strip Down. And we used to use the GIF that the Premier League put out to show you what kits are going to be worn each match week. And we used to talk about the games based on the kits and stuff. And then we had a little talk about if there was a kit clash or anything like that. And this gentleman was on, I think, the very last episode of that, I think, maybe. You may have noticed him. He's a beautiful man. And he's been everywhere at the moment. You can't get rid of him. Like, he knows as well. Look, he knows. He's not even hiding it. He's fucking... It is the fabulous Karl Porter. Mate, thank you so much for... I imagine pulling yourself away from the adoring fans and public that are all over clamoring for you at the moment. Thank you for pulling yourself away and being here.
I appreciate you having me. I'm buzzing to be away from that. Windows shut, blinds down. Get ready for Talking Kit. But yeah, no, buzzing. Yeah, I do remember being on the show early on. Yeah, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. It was a good night.
This is better, mate. So don't worry about that. This is a better show. Don't worry about it. Right. Okay. So introductions are done, and you may have seen, you may not. This week's theme, we've teamed up with. Actually, no. Let me go back because I need to do some other admin first, which is very much more important. And I'll get killed if I don't say it. And it comes first in every way. Obviously, the show is sponsored by the wonderful people over at Retro Football Kits, and you can go and get yourself 10% off all their amazing shirts, thousands of shirts on their website using the code TalkingKit10. They already offer 15% off site-wide, which is nice of them. I mean, my mum don't treat me that nice. And these want to do that with football shirts, which is fantastic. But you can get an extra 10% off. That's 25% for those people that are hard of counting. Use TalkingKit10 at checkout. Go and do it. It's fantastic. And I buy shirts from there all the time. You should do the same. There we go. That is done. Anyway, I'm going to keep this up while I go on to the next thing. So our fifth ranker this week is no Dom. And we've got Brad from Another One Ticked Off. And it's a brand new sort of business on Instagram. Just search the number one, Ticked Off. And it's basically like a sports break. And he is offering sort of tickets to games in Germany, France, all the European leagues. And I mean, me and Jay were looking at these the other day. These are really reasonably priced. I think the last one we saw that me and Jay were getting excited over was Inter versus Benfica in the Champions League, which is going to happen on the 3rd of October. 2 nights stay over in Milan. You have to pay for your flights, but including the hotel and the ticket, it was like £250 per person, which is, I think that's very decent, to be honest with you. So yeah, we've sort of asked him. He didn't want to come on the show, which is fine. I think he's got a problem with Jay, but I didn't want to say anything. And I don't think he's really into slow-mo goals. So I didn't really want to add that fuel to the fire kind of thing, That's the last time I'll mention it, Carl. Don't worry. I don't want it to be that show. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, he didn't want to come on. So we've asked him to pick his top 10 destinations that he would like to go, or he has been, and watch football abroad. And I've kind of chosen a team from those destinations. Sometimes I didn't have a choice because there's only one team in there. And I've picked 10 of their shirts. I've also picked the shirts from the year he was born, which is the year 2000. So we've got 10 shirts from the year 2000. I think it was 99, 2000 I've picked. Just because I was wanted to throw it into the 90s. Why not? So yeah, Brad from another one ticked off is our 5th ranker, and he's even gone even further. There is a little blurb from his website, and he said he's giving me a little blurb to read out, so I'll read it out for all you people here. He's said, "Hi all, I'm Brad, another one ticked off. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday season ticket holder and football shirt collector." I think he's put that last bit in just to appease us, to be honest with you. I don't think he actually collects shirts. Maybe he does. "I've been booking my friend's sports break for years, and they've managed to convince me to start a business from it. I don't only book the trips I post on my Instagram page. They are just for inspiration. On my website, there is a contact form to fill out that will allow you to tailor a trip to your party. This is my passion project and would be hugely grateful if you would tag along for the ride on Instagram. If you send me a DM on Instagram when you follow me saying Talking Kit 5, I'll give you 5% off your total booking cost." That's easy for me to say, total booking cost. Cheers, from Brad. So, that's really nice of him. So you can get yourself 5% off an amazing trip away to some football in a different country if you're bored of watching your team, which I am at the moment. Let's get into this week's 10 shirts then. And I have to ask the question. I'm expecting from one reply I got after I sent them out, someone's not very happy, I don't think. How did we find ranking the shirts? Did we like the shirts? Jay, I'll come to you first. The shirts,
yeah.
10, how were they?
Yeah, I love them. This is kind of my favorite era, like the late 90s, kind of just breaking into the 2000. Like, these are my favorite eras. So it was really difficult. There's probably a group of them there that was really, really hard to nitpick between the two or three of them. So yeah, I absolutely loved pretty much every one of these kits.
Carl, I'll come to you. How'd you find them shirts?
I think like Jay was saying, like, I kind of, when I first started getting into football, it was around late 90s, early 2000s, remembering. So yeah, a lot of these kits, like the teams as well, like, like I remember that they were the first, like, like football I saw, like European like level. So, and some of them were surprising as well in terms of like different clubs where I've ranked them. Because like when I was looking through them, I was like, oh, after I kind of, did the 1 to 10, I was like, oh, I'm surprised that's there. But, it's surprising to see some teams in there and look at the kits back in the day. That's some really good stuff.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Zeke, we'll finish off with you. Do you want to read out the text you sent me when I sent you the shirts?
What was it? It was like...
could they all be 10?
Yeah. Could I rank them all 10? Yeah.
That bad? So...
as you can tell, I love all of them. They're all amazing shirts. So yeah, I mean, I do understand them. I do get why people love a lot of them.
Okay.
But they're not my style of football shirt, basically, as you can tell what I'm wearing now. But yeah, I mean, there was a few that aren't bad. They're all right, but like nothing really screamed, I love it.
Yeah, nothing slapped you in the face saying, wear me now, Zeke, wear me now. Right, let's get into the 10 then. And at shirt number 10, we've only 14 points from our rankers, and it is this one. It's one of the places Brad would like to go, or has been. I don't know. I've never asked him, to be fair. It's the Eintracht Frankfurt home shirt, or is it the special? It's actually the special shirt from 99 to 1000. 14 points, like I say, overall from our rankers. Sean had this in. This was his bottom shirt, Sean. I have asked him for night out ratings for each shirt as well. He's given this a 5, so I don't think he's too keen on it. And Brad had this one in 9th, so he's picked the place. He's not a fan of the shirt. Let's go through the rankers that are here then. Jay, we'll kick it off with you. You were feeling what Brad was feeling. It was almost like fate. This was also your 9th place shirt this week.
Yeah, I feel like with this kit, it's got a few elements that I do like lace collar's pretty cool. The fact that it's got a polo collar is always a win for me. But that's about it. The rest of it, like the sponsor's a bit naff, and then the rest of it just a little bit boring for me. So I couldn't put it too high, especially with some of the kits that are coming up. That it just did not compare in the slightest to some of them, so I had to put it down a 9th.
Karl, let's come to you on this one. Lace collars. How do you feel about them? You had this one. Where did you put this? You had this one in 9th as well, mate. Third person to do so. Yeah, you're not feeling the lace collar?
Nah, I just think like the whole shirt in general just doesn't scream out something I'd wear. Like maybe as a kid, if I'm like, like when you was a kid and you just wear like your older brother's shirt or something just to get like muddy in it or something. But like to kind of like wear it, was it Jay before was saying like the logo? Yeah, it's just everything's just dotted around in like mad places. Like it just kind of like it was just a rushed kind of t-shirt that just chucked stuff together. Yeah, just doesn't really do it for me.
Not your bag. No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Nah. Zeke, we'll come to you lastly because had it highest out of the 5 of you. You're actually in 3rd place, so maybe it is something you probably wear, or maybe it's not.
Well, I actually had this as number 1 for a while, and I sort of knocked it just slightly down. It's a weird one because it looks like it's early 90s, but then it also looks really modern. There's weird aspects of it that I don't think I would really know which era it was meant to really be. Like that sponsor is a bit weird, but I actually quite like it. And I just love the is it the Bundesliga or is it the Cup? Is it the Cup?
I think is it the old Bundesliga? I think.
Yeah. It is. But like I just think that if we swapped the badge for a Milan badge, I reckon people would be all over it. Yeah.
I agree. Potentially. Yeah. The 2 different fonts on the sponsor, though, is that not irk you a little bit?
Yeah, it does a bit.
Yeah, I agree. And the balloon doesn't need to be there under the badge. No, it doesn't. Some stuff you just need to leave out. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts on it? Anything else got anything to say? No one. Would anyone change where they've put it, or is everyone happy kind of where it is? No, I think everyone's happy. Aren't they? Yeah, no one's changing their minds on this one. There we go then. Eintracht Frankfurt and their special shirt from 99-2000. Only coming 10th this week from our rankings with 14 points overall. Let's get into shirt number 9. 18 points on this one. A little bit higher ranked. And we're staying in Germany, though. And I expected this to maybe come a little bit higher than it actually has, personally. Oh, there's the kit on. But who cares, really? No one likes it. No one gives a shit. It says it's Borussia Dortmund. And probably not one of their most famous and adored Nike shirts, but it's a Nike shirt nonetheless, and you should respect that because Nike are the greatest, unless you're a Chelsea fan like Jay. Only coming in 9th place this week, like I say, with 18 points. Sean had this one in 6th, and again, it's another 5 out of 10 in his night out rating, and Brad had this one in 8th place. Let's go through the rankers that are here. Karl, we'll kick it off with you, my friend. Borussia Dortmund, known for very vibrant colours. It's more of a dull yellow, this one, than what you probably would expect. Very 90s looking. For you, would you wear it?
No, like I'm gutted with like when I saw it last night because like Dortmund, like when you think of Dortmund, like they just scream out like the stripe, yellow and black. And like I'm a massive I love Dortmund. Like I've always kind of followed them, hoping like take the league off Bayern Munich. But yeah, this just it's too yellow. Like even it's just bizarre. With like the white there, and then they've got like a thick black collar there. Like yeah, it's just it's horrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like it just I was good. Like I said, I was gutted because I'm a big Dortmund fan, and I was gutted that this was a shirt what got put in the with the shirts with it. Yeah. So.
Your bottom shirt as well, wasn't it? You're really not happy with it.
No, I was good. Like I said, Dortmund, like big fan of Dortmund, and gutted this one came about because it just doesn't look Dortmund. It's just black and yellow stripes. retro kit, what they're normally used to seeing in nowadays. But yeah, this one's not for me. That
I thought you was that was my Ring doorbell, and the way you looked up to the camera, mate, you was that close to it.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's Karl, let me go. The cynic in me needs to ask you quickly: do you only like Dortmund because of Klopp? Are you that transparent?
No, I was like, as soon as I mentioned Dortmund, I thought you might go, you're only saying it because you're a Klopp fan. But no, honestly, I genuinely followed Dortmund. Like, obviously, as I left school, I loved when they got back-to-back titles. Like, because I didn't see Klopp as like, I never knew he was going to come Liverpool, but what he was doing at the time, it was good to see, that manager come on and just do what he was doing at the time. I mean, it would have been, if he won Champions League with them 10 years ago, would have like, just been, like cherry on top and that. But yeah, Dortmund are just class.
Name me 5 players that aren't Haaland, Bellingham, and Royce that have played for Dortmund. Then, if you love them so much,
Lewandowski, Goetze, Haller. I can't spot here now. Aubameyang, and Gundogan.
Pass the test. I'll move on. Well done, Karl. Nice one.
Yeah, man.
Nice one. You're not just. I did actually think he'd do it. I just thought he told me to fuck off, to be honest with you, which would have been Zeke, let's swiftly go on to you on this one. It was your 8th place shirt this week. You are a big Dortmund lover of the shirts. We've spoke about it on this channel before on your Desert Island kits. I mean, it's almost, if you change the black to green and the white to blue, it's a Brazil shirt, that right? It's not Dortmund yellow.
Yeah. Which I guess you must like this then. Do you like this?
A little bit. I like it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it is quite a stylish kit, but it's not really Dortmund.
Right.
The sponsor is awesome, but it's just not on the level of the earlier ones in the 90s. It's just a bit too standard, and I know that those are quite thick and heavy, I think. So like even when you're wearing it, it's probably not really going to be very comfortable when you're wearing it. But yeah, I think the collar's all right, cuffs fine, but it's just quite standard as a kit.
Yeah, fair one. Finishing off with our good friend Jay from retrofootballkits.co.uk. You had this one in 5th place, mate. One of the best sponsors ever, that, right?
Yeah, for sure. When Zeke just said it then, I was like, yeah, absolutely. The sponsor brings it up a little bit. I quite like, you said before, I don't like Nike at the minute, but back in the 90s, Nike was smashing it. And this template specifically, and I think there's a few others in the list, I really do like it. It's simple, but it's pretty clean. It just looks quite cool. And even the yellow, like, because it's not Dortmund yellow, it stands out a little bit and catches your eye. So I think that's why I kind of pushed it up the table.
Yeah. Fair. There we go then. 9th on our list this week. I think that's a bit of a shame. I do think it is. Obviously not seen as one of the most famous Dortmund shirts, but beautiful for me nonetheless. Coming in at 9, 18 points overall from our rankers. Right, moving on to shirt number 8 and 20 points for. Oh, I keep forgetting to show you a picture with a player on. That's even worse, to be honest. It's far too big. They look like it looks like a flying squirrel. No, thank you. Right, shirt number 8, 20 points from our rankers, and it is this. No, your eyes are deceiving. It's not Manchester United's forgotten away shirt from 98-99. It is Copenhagen and their home shirts, and we had Sean put this in 8th with a 6 for a night out rating, and Brad had this in 7th. Zeke, let's start with you for you, and it was 9th on your list. So I'm guessing if Carlsberg did football shirts, you'd do it a lot better than this.
Yeah. I'm not wrong. Wasn't this Chelsea template as well?
Look.
later on.
At Chelsea.
We definitely had something similar.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think that's a real zip, is it? I think that's just there to be
not
there.
Like United. Yeah, it's just a
just
line.
Looks really, really strange, and it's almost as if they've like drawn some lines up there. Carlsberg's lovely, looks awesome. It's probably a bit too big, I think, and I don't know whether the black works or not. But yeah, it's just a bit of a strange looking one. I don't know really what much else to add there. It's just a bit too bland and doesn't quite work.
I think you've summed it up quite well, mate. Don't worry about it. You've done a good job there. Jay, over to you on this one. And 8th place, so you've kind of hit the nail on the head this week in terms of your ranking for this shirt. Do you agree with Zeke? Is it just a bit of a mismatch and all over the place?
Oh, well, now that it looks like a Chelsea kit should be number 1, really.
Well.
No, yeah, I you know what? The second you mentioned that zip thing there, mate, I would have put it lower. That's annoying, isn't it? That's really annoying. I didn't see that when I ranked it. I would have definitely ranked it lower. But yeah, no, it's all right. I quite like the Umbro-ness of it with the lines and stuff, and like you said, the Carlsberg's sick. But there's just a few things that just don't really work, like the zip and stuff. So yeah, that's why I didn't have it too high. Oh, look at that!
It actually is a zip.
Just flapping about in the wind now. I'm good.
Yeah, we don't want it flapping about in the wind.
It's never a good sign.
Carl, it's never a good sign. Carl, coming to you last on this one, pal. And you had this in second, mate.
Yeah, I did rank it very, very high, didn't I? I thought I put it in third, but second, I may be a bit biased with it being Carlsberg, like a little bit of nostalgia kicked in with Liverpool's kits growing up. But, maybe I'm just a plain guy because, like you said, there's not much going on the shirt. But, that's a bit of me that I'd be stepping on the field as a kid with that thinking let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. Honestly, it's definitely a bit of me, and yeah.
Did you try to name a Copenhagen player then and just couldn't think of one at all? It was like, that's a bit of let's go.
Yeah. But I was sat there with missus like that, and I remember just being a gimp going like that. Liverpool's we used to have that sponsor us. Anyway, I'm going to rank that second. But yeah, it's me that all day. That is the sort of t-shirt I'd wear on like five-a-side or just anywhere even out on a night out or something. If we're going football, style. But yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Would you go for the black sweatshirt underneath as well that he's clearly gone for, which is weird considering he's playing football?
Nah, not that. Nah. No sweatshirt there. Just maybe I feel like I'm a bit of a if it's a bit tight of a t-shirt, I'll be like
flexing.
A little bit, and then probably get beat like 10 or something.
Well, there we go. If Karl Porter were it on a night out, surely you will as well. Sean, what 6 out of 10? I don't know if that's a decent rating from Sean. He'd have to explain himself. But it's Copenhagen's home shirt from 99-2000, and it is 8th on our list with 20 points this week from our rankers. Right, we've got 2 joint 6th now, both with 22 points. The first one I'm going to show you is just because I've started to go alphabetical with stuff like this, but I didn't bother today. Or maybe I have. We'll see. Anyway, it's Red Star Belgrade and their lovely Kappa shirt from 99-2000. Jay, it's probably good Sean wasn't on tonight. 9th place he's put this with a rating of 4 on a night out. And Brad has put this one. Oh, this is Brad's 10th place shirt. I'm glad these two are on. Tonight. I don't know what's going on. Let's get into the rankings that are here then, and we can hear why Sean and Brad have absolutely messed up. Jay, for you, it was in 4th place, my good friend. Mm-hmm. Tell them to and the world why this is a great shirt, right?
I tell you what, if I ever do jump on with Sean, it's gonna be crazy. I just don't understand the boy. This is so nice. The Kappa is just, you've got to love a bit of late 90s Kappa. I think it's so good with it on the sleeves. I love the fact that the stripes have got the black like stroke on them. the nice kind of two-tone color. Oh, love it. I love this. And then the night out as well. This would be so sick. They don't know what they're on about.
It's festival tackle, isn't it? It's absolute festival tackle.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, jumping around to a band that you like. I couldn't think of anyone. Generally, couldn't think of a band.
No.
Anyone in the world I could have thought of. I couldn't think of one fucking band. What's going on?
Go on, you got this. One band.
Rick Astley.
Yeah,
he was at Glasgow, giving it some with the boys from Stockport. Can't remember their name. What am I doing? Blossoms. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you could see someone from the Blossoms wearing this tucked in.
Like 8 sizes too big with his moccasins on and stuff like that. I think he's from the 60s, 70s. Yeah, I see it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine because this works with anything, Jay. And your ranking is right. Karl, we'll come to you next on it, my good friend. And you put this one in. Where did you put this, mate? You put it in 8th place. You're not feeling this one.
Nah, it's just a bit too much for me. A bit like muddled. Like it looks like a big M McDonald's in the middle. I don't know. It's just like where the badge is and like Kappa. Don't get me wrong, Kappa. Like that's probably the only good thing about it. Like I do love Kappa. Like it's it's good to see that. But just where the badge, the crest, and the Kappa is, it's just a bit too much. Where they've like cut it off in the middle, where they could have just gone all one up to make it like stripe. But I don't know. It's like windows in it, like an house and that.
I can't see that now, mate. Nice one. I was gonna say it kind of looks like a gearbox, but now I can't see anything other than windows.
It doesn't do it for me. That, but again, probably Kappa is the only thing. Probably why I didn't put it last. But yeah.
So no red star from you on this one, mate. You're gonna say
Nah, they beat us last time in Champions League, so
It's bitter. That's what it is. Okay. Finishing off with Zeke, and I think Zeke's gonna just contradict everything you've said about this shirt because he had this one in 2nd place, didn't you, Zeke? Tell everyone why this is a fantastic football shirt.
Yeah, so I was looking at the original picture without the sponsor.
Yeah.
And that needs a sponsor. It's obviously been made to actually have one, which is why in the next one, how it has the other one, I'm not sure Pill.
I think it's a beer. I think.
Yeah. That then makes it look awesome. But without it, I think it is a bit lost. It just looks really empty in the middle. But with it, it just works perfectly. This almost feels like it's a mid-90s rather than late 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, 90s Kappa is always amazing. Like the taping on the sleeve and the collar, always really, really good. I would say that the badge and the Kappa logo look a bit squeezed in, like they're a bit too tight in the stripe.
Yeah.
So I would like it if they had a bit more breathing room. Other than that, I think it is a really, really nice shirt. And it also helps that it's also brand new with tags in that.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. I agree with what you're saying. It almost looks like a better throwaway, and they just changed the colour. Like it's could have been like a 95 better shirt, and they just kind of thrown it away. I also agree with you with the Kappa and the crest being far too squeezed in. If they'd have took a little bit of the underarm, the red underarm, pushed that out, made that, and then pulled the stripes out a little bit, it works. It probably makes it stop looking like Windows or a gearbox and a better football shirt. But I agree with you with a sponsor. I think it's flipping fantastic, mate. I like it a lot, and the shorts are beautiful as well. But there we go. It is Red Star Belgrade and their home shirt from 99-2000, which has come in joint 6th with 22 points overall. Right, there's another team, obviously, being joint 6th. There's 2 usually, and again, 22 points. And it is this one from SS Napoli and their home shirt from 99 and 2000. Big shout out to Dale Crine, by the way, who I went to school with, who had this shirt at the time. So yeah, big shout out to Dale Crine. He was ahead of the time, mate. I don't think anyone else had this in my school. So the fact you did, I saw him recently, actually. Oh, Jay, do you know what's funny? And this means nothing to absolutely no one other than us and probably Andy Tate. Do you remember when we went to watch Droylsden and I was talking to that lad in the bar?
That the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Dale Crine, mate. How mad's that? You've met Dale Crine, the man who had his football shirt. Fucking magic. Tell you what.
Dale Crime.
No, not crime. Crine. Cryne.
I thought you just said the same thing then. That's what a name. Still great name. Yeah, good for you, Dale.
Yeah. Big up Dale Crine, mate. I hope you're watching. I hope, if you've still got it in decent condition, let me know.
It's only worth a $5, I swear.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the rankers that aren't here and what they've said about this shirt and where they've ranked it. Sean has put this one in 7th place, but he's given it a night out rating of 9, which baffles me a little bit, I guess. Just not good to look at, but great to wear out on a night out. I don't know. And Brad had this one in 6th place. The rankers that are here. Let's go to Karl. We'll kick it off with you on this one, my good friend. And 3rd place for you. So you're like Dale Crine. You're a fan of it.
Yeah, I do like it. I do like the material. I can tell it's like a bit of a like silk looking kind of feel to it. That's the sort of that's the sort of like jersey I would wear. I think, the collars. Yeah, really like the collar. I mean, if you look at the Peroni, it's a bit. Maybe that's the only off-put with it being capital letters, really, really big in the middle. But yeah, other than that, it's beautiful, man. That's a t-shirt I'd wear.
You're a fan of Napoli? You like the club?
I do like Napoli. It's one of the grounds. Bucket list. I mean, it would be scary to go to, but it would be sick.
I think you'll be all right.
Experience it.
Go and shout another one ticked off. He'll sort you out. 5% off as well. We're talking kit 5.
Might need a bit more percentage than that to go there.
That's out of my hands, that, mate. I'm afraid it's nothing. Nothing to do with me. That. You fan of Peroni as well? You like a Peroni? As long as
I do like a Peroni. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like in your face as much as that, but yeah.
I understand, mate. No, fair. That's all fair. Zeke, you're gonna disagree with Karl, I feel, just from your reaction. As soon as he mentioned you like the silky feel of the shirt. It's not one that lends itself to people with dad bods, so I probably wouldn't wear it at the moment. I'm not hitting the gym like I was. You get sweaty in that. It's clinging in the places you probably don't want it to. And it was your 10th place shirt this week.
Yeah. So I actually am the opposite to Karl, actually, with everything about this. The only thing that I do like is the sponsor. So it's the opposite. I just think that looks awesome. It's a real 90s one. But everything else, it's just, there's nothing there. It's all too plain. And that material is not nice. I do not like it at all. It's way too smooth and no. I don't know what else to really add. I really am not a
fan
at all.
You don't have to add anything, mate. If you're not a fan, you're not a fan, and that's why you're here to give an opinion on the shirts. It's fine. Karl can't get you. He's not going to come and find you, mate. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Nothing's gonna.
Yeah. It take me ages to get there anyway, so.
That sounds like you contemplated it, to be honest.
You said
I would, but it'll take ages, so I'm not going to bother. You do it in slow-mo anyway. Oh, I said I wouldn't do that.
That's what I meant, but yeah.
All the joke.
I know, yeah. I just wanted to. Jay, we'll finish off with you, my friend. And you had this one in 7th place. You've been to Napoli. You won't buy this shirt, though, would you? I'm guessing. Or would you?
I'm looking at my ranking. I'm thinking it might have been a bit harsh. Genuinely, I think I quite like it. I So it's the same template as the Dortmund one that we spoke about, and I do like it. I love the collar. Love the collar that's got a little overlap thing going on, and it's polo. And I love a Peroni. So, mix all these things together. And I love Napoli. It was a great place. So mix them all together, it's kind of the biasness will creep in. And I might have had it a little bit higher than 7th. I think it's actually kind of nice. And I think seeing it on the player here looking a little bit baggy, I think that does kind of look cool.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that didn't lend itself well to footballers' legs in particular was baggy shorts. He looks like he's been skipping leg day there, mate. But you can see the muscles in his legs. Like, what's a bit tighter than you, mate. You don't have to be so baggy. Don't have to be so baggy. Yeah. Napoli, anyway, and they've come joint 6th this week with 22 points overall from these rankers. In the rank bank, it's obviously Full Kit Rankers on Talking Kit, the greatest football kit content in the world. And Jay will admit, even if he won't say it with his eyes, he's telling the truth that he knows. Moving on, anyway, to shirt number 5. 27 points from the rankers this week. It's this from Bayern München, and their home shirt from 99-2000. This is when I really didn't like Borussia Dortmund. Season after United had beat them in the Champions League, they went and won the Champions League the next season. Didn't like them whatsoever, and that's all I have to say. Sean had this one in 4th place, 6 night out rating he's given it, and Brad had this one in 5th place, so he's got it nailed on this week. Zeke, let's kick it off with you on this one. You had this one in 6th place. No, you didn't. You had it in 7th place. They don't do it anymore, but Bayern with the blue on the shirt, were you a fan of that at all?
Yeah, I do like that. And like template wise, I think it is all right. It is quite comfortable, but like as a look, once again, it's like it's a really good sponsor. Like I absolutely love that. Mm-hmm. Opal is amazing, but it's just as a whole, it's not really offering enough. Yeah. Honestly, I'm really struggling to think of things I can say because there's just nothing on it.
You can say bad things, you know. You don't have to try and find nice things. If you think it's shit, say it's shit. It's fine, mate.
Yeah, but it's like it's not bad enough. Like there's nothing really bad about it, but there's also nothing that screams this is amazing. Like it is a really good sponsor, but then other than that, it's like
nothing else.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair, mate. Jay, let's come to you on it next. It was 6th place for you. For me, with shirts like this, right? These 90s, late 90s, early 2000s shirts. It has to be a baggy fit, right? Because this material and these shirts don't lend themselves to being tight or, you know, close to your skin. You have to be sort of hanging off you kind of thing, which the players wore back then. How do you find this shirt? And for you, again, the same question in terms of, do you miss Bayern not having blue on their shirts?
Yeah, I do think some of their best ones had blue in it, especially I think a few seasons before this one, you know, the striped one. Red and blue stripes. Yeah. That one's their best, I think. So yeah, definitely something I do miss a little bit on their shirts. This one, I love this one. I think I'm a bit of a sucker for Adidas. I just am. So like, you know, a lot of the ones on this list higher were Adidas. This was probably one of the more boring ones compared to some of the ones coming up. But the Adidas template of that time, like, it's just sweet. I love it. The simple color, iconic 3 stripes, bit of you know, like white accents in there. You can't really go wrong, but it's not insanely good, but it's in that sweet spot, and that's why I had it like middle of the road.
Yeah, well, fair enough. There, Giovanni Albert, scourge of Man United. He was back in the. Karl, let's finish off with you, mate, on it. And considering you love Dortmund so much, you put it in 6th place. Is it just a nice shirt that you can't really get away from, or a decent shirt for you?
Yeah, that's what it was for me. I think it was just all the colours just like really blending well. Like I really, really like the blue, like in the middle there on the shoulders, collars, like blends in really well. And just the whole, I think it's just a prop like stands out as like a late 90s kind of kit for me. So it's a really good kit, that one. I do like it.
Boston, yeah, I tend to agree, despite my hatred for the Bayern Munich at this time. It's because when Man United were good and we used to play them a lot, and we don't do that so much anymore. You know what I mean? Well, we will be doing soon. Harry Kane in his sketches, getting his blisters all over his feet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, hat trick in sketches. That's
mate. If he gets a hat trick in sketch against United, I'll let you find a new sport for me, because that there's no coming back from that. There's no.
I actually really like them though. If I'm honest, I actually really like those. There's like one of the pairs of those which I do really really like. But yeah, it is a bit real, isn't it? Like it's not really a brand that you would really want on your feet. But
and anything Jamie Redknapp's backing, I ain't backing, mate. So you know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There we go, though. Bayern Munich at 5th place this week on our list, 27 points from the rankers. Moving on to number 4 and 30 points overall. And it just is. That's all I'm going to say. It's Olympique Marseille and their home shirt. Jay is fuming, mate. Absolutely fuming. And I'm excited to hear why he's so mad. I think that's the most emotion any of you have shown all night, to be honest with you. So fair play to you, Jay, on that one. Sean had this one in 5th place, give it a night out rating of 8, which is surprising considering he don't like wearing white. But I think it's just because it's so goddamn sexy that he couldn't not have it so high up with a night out rating. And Brad had this one in 4th place. Brad from another one ticked off. Who's picked all these destinations and all these teams? Pretty much I picked the shirts though, so you can thank me for those, apart from Zeke, who's not happy about them. Let's go into the rankings that are here. We'll start off with Zeke, actually, and Zeke had this one in 6th place. I'm guessing it's just boring, Zeke. Yeah,
so we've just moved on from Bayern Munich, and this is basically exactly what we've just looked at. But yeah, no, I mean, this is slightly nicer. I like the sponsor. Their badge is awesome. I also like how it's up by the collar as well. I think that's a really cool addition that you don't really get very often now. It's a nice blue. But yeah, it's just obviously exactly what I was on about earlier. It's bland. Bland.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Jay, I'll come to you, and I imagine some words are going to be exchanged. Something's going to be said. 3rd place for you on your list. Yeah. Adidas and Marseille were just something special back then, weren't they?
Yeah, insane. This template for me is just, it's too beautiful, man. I think if I were to get like a bit of a collection of one template, I'd want it to be this one. I think I've already got the Berlin one, which is one of my favorites. Yeah. This would be a beautiful addition to that. Every reason that I said about the Bayern Munich, I like this one, but the colors are better. Like the white with the really nice light blue stands out for me. The nice little bit of black accent in there. But genuinely, you know, the reaction was more because there's a kit, it's sneaking in higher up the list than it deserves to. And that was more the reaction. So we'll get to that when we get to it. But this kit, yeah, it's beautiful. Polo collar as well. I think they've all had collars, but that's just a bit of you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Finally on our list is Karl. And Karl had this one in 7th place, mate. You're going to tell me you're a PSG fan, aren't you? And that's the reason why you don't like Marseille.
No, I do like Marseille. It's just a bit, it looks like a bit like, I don't know, a bit like cartoony for me. Like, I think just the picture of that, it looks drawn on with like the black colours on the arms. I think the blue's a bit too much. It's too kind of thick, the collar. Do like the middle bit kind of probably stays it maybe. with the sponsor, the logo, and obviously the Marseille crest. But yeah, other than that, no, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't wear it, to be fair. But there's worse ones out there.
Yeah, there is, mate. And yeah. That's why it's fourth, isn't it, on this list, I guess. So there we go then. Fourth on our list, Olympique Marseille and their home shirt from 99-2000 with 30 points. Right, let's get into our top three. Quite a 5-point jump on this one. 35 points for this next shirt. I'm expecting Jay to have some words about this one. Roth to Amsterdam. Well, that's for a bit of Ravanella. This is the Ajax home shirt from 99-2000. It's come third on our list. There's two reasons. Well, do you know what, Jay? You really might be alone. You're the only person that had it outside the top 5,
Mad.
Only person that had it outside. It was your bottom shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everyone why you don't like it.
I just don't like my kits with turtlenecks. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I hate that collar. It really, for some reason, some people like, when they touch like polyester, they like throw up. I see something like that, and I'm a bit like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I just hate stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but the fact that it comes up like a turtleneck, and the fact that it's like it's accented as well. Like, they've made a point to be like, look at this collar. Like, yeah, I just don't like that. Everything else is class. It's Ajax, you know what I mean? Especially at that time. But it's just that collar that really, really dragged it down.
Yeah, it was at this point when I was collecting the shirts, and I think it was this when I was like, I was too far in. I'd got so many. I was like, does it have to be this? And obviously, I had to go home shirts because obviously it's taking trips to their home ground. So. Yeah, this is the worst Ajax shirt I think I've ever seen, and they've had stunners. Maybe that away one that was like the yellow stripes, the two different tone yellow stripes, possibly comes close. But you can't have a shirt with a turtleneck. I'm sorry, like,
can't be done.
Moving on, Sean had this one in second place, just so you know, with a night out rating of 7. And
don't want to know where he's going.
Brad had it in third. Right, I'm going to save someone. Zeke, I'm going to come to you next. You had it in 4th place, my friend.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought of this one and why it was placed so high for you. Is it just because it's a classic looking Ajax shirt?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go wrong with Ajax, really. And it's just like how it looks. It looks like a late 80s shirt rather than late 90s. It's got that sort of style of it. I love the long sleeves, but yeah, collar awful, really bad. And that's actually why it's not any higher, because like overall the that sponsor, I just love it, and I think more need to be doing it like that, down on the side like that. I think it really works. I'm not normally one for having the badge in the middle of the shirt, but I think this really works because it's all quite even and it looks really clean. But yeah, that collar is just horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
really bad. I'd imagine that it like comes really high up as well, up the back. It isn't great.
Imagine you got no neck; it's going to be tickling your ears. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, man? Can't buy your own team. Yeah. Speaking of the sponsor, Zeke, I like the fact that the kits now, the women's team for Ajax actually have that sponsor again, and they've actually gone back to Amro, which is fantastic. And yeah, men's team, sort yourself out. It's the best sponsor that's ever been in football. Get it back. We want it. Who cares about Ziggo? No one. That's all. Yeah. Finishing off with Karl and Jay, you had a real problem with Sean having it in second place. This is Karl's number 1 shirt this week, mate.
Oh,
he's offline now. Nah, man, that is. I generally I'm still confident. This was in my house when I was a kid. I'm sure one of my older brothers had it. Used to wear it. I'm a big fan of the long sleeved. Yeah, love long sleeved t-shirts. That's just Ajax. As a jersey, everything's just kind of works in the middle. Everything's not squeezed in. It's all kind of it's got its own nice space with the sponsor, the badge, logo. So yeah, man, it's that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, one for you. All right, mate.
Man.
No, that's fair. Number one shirt. You go right ahead. Ajax coming third, to the surprise of one person on our panel this week, one of our rankers. 35 points overall. Right, it's time to get through to the last two. You all right, Jay?
Yeah, I just did a little.
All right. I thought you was pointing because last 3 weeks everyone's needed to go for a piss. I thought he was pointing and say, "Oh, mate, I need to go for a win."
No, I'll just say my first.
Fair enough. Right, okay. Ajax, right. Our last two shirts, the top two, separated by a single point. I'll do it when this happens now, because you don't know what's going to come next year. You're kind of wondering, is it my favourite shirt? Is it not? We will see. Next on our list, then, with 42 points from our rankers, is this. It's the Real Madrid. You can't even barely see it. It's the Real Madrid. It's that white. The Real Madrid home shirt from 99-2000. We've ranked this before on certain shows. It's a kind of a classic. It's Steve McManaman. It's Nicolas Anelka. It's Raul. It's Guti. It's can't think of anyone else. So I don't like Real Madrid, do I? So who did you say? Yeah, them as well. All of them. Real Madrid away home shirt, obviously. 43 points. Sean had this one. This is Sean's number one shirt this week with 8 for a night out rating. Brad also had this as his number one shirt. Let's go through the rankers that are here. Zeke, we'll kick it off with you, please, mate. It was 5th place for you overall. Just a template, and it's white.
Yeah. I bet you just know what is in my head right now. It's exactly what I was on about with the other two. I think this is, I'm not sure how I ranked the other two. I bet they're all sort of around the same, aren't they?
6th and 7th, yeah.
Yeah, so I do like the gold, that the sort of, I don't know how many stripes there are, but there's lots of little stripes in the...
Three stripes, yeah.
Of course there is, yeah. And that just looks really, really nice. Sponsor looks awesome, but I just know that it's not actually that white. It's quite grey, isn't it, when you actually have it?
Yeah.
And it's just doesn't quite look right. But yeah, it's bland. Fair
enough, mate. Jay, come to you next on this one. 2nd place, you've got it, Bob, on this week. It's just a very Real Madrid looking home shirt for you. I'm guessing.
Yeah, man. I think everything that I've said good about Marseille and the Bayern applies to this. The little badge in the colour, the fact that it's a nice colour, the 3 stripes. It's a lovely kit. It's got like a shiny material as well, isn't it? I think it's funny. You said McManaman. We were supposed to interview him at the Masters football event, so we bought this kit to show him and be like, oh, look, you wore this way. And on the day he didn't want to do the interview because he didn't want to talk about the kits, and we were just like, it was a bit we bought this kit for you, you dickhead. Nah. But
no, he is a dickhead. Don't worry, you don't have to say that.
He seemed all right other than that. But but the kit itself, I mean, it was just good to have in it. And because when you see it in person, like the shiny material, like the golden does kind of shine through. It's very Real Madrid. It's prestigious, isn't it? I really do like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's Raul wearing it back in the heyday. Karl, let's finish off with you on this one. It was 5th place on your list, so it's hard to say whether if you was away with your lovely girlfriend, fiance, actually, I believe. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
He's over in Madrid. Sorry, mate. I was going to say this isn't one that you would probably take her home with you, no?
No, you know what? I'm gutted because I genuinely thought I put it fourth, to be honest. Pretty gutted I put it fifth. But no, I think I do like Real Madrid. They always make iconic shirts, like, because it's always, like it's a white color, so you're thinking how can they make it better each year? But yeah, I just think the colors, like everything in the middle, like the collar's like probably the best thing about the shirt. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really, really nice shirt. Something I'd wear. But like I said before, yeah, I'm pretty gutted. I thought I did put it in the top four, but so I'll speak to the fiance. Don't worry about it.
Oh, did I say you put it fifth? No, you did put it fourth, mate. I apologize. That's me. That.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl's fiance.
She's not. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't read, mate. It's my fault. Sorry. Yeah, you did put it fifth. But anyway, there we go. It's Real Madrid's shirt. Comes second on our list this week. 42 points overall from the rankings. We've got one shirt. Only number one, 43 points, be it by one single point, to the top spot this week. And it is this absolute beautiful shirt from AC Milan. Like, again, Zeke's probably going to have something to say because it's a template, but at least it's a good iteration, or the best iteration of this template, I would say, for me. Sean had this one in third with a night out rating of 8th, and Brad had it in second this week. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Karl, let's start off with you on this one. And you had this one. You did have this one in 5th place, mate. I can read now. I can see. I got it spot on. I apologize. For you, I mean, different crest, sort of Centenary crest on there. It's thinner stripes, but you can't mistake it from being a Milan shirt, no?
No, that's it. It's Milan all over. I do, there's a lot going on with the stripes, a lot more thinner, but it works obviously with the logo. Nice little collar there. I think maybe the badge itself, that was probably the only thing what was a bit of a negative for me. Maybe like it was a bit big because I'm normally used to seeing the oval one, what they normally have. But
yeah.
No, it's a lovely shirt. Yeah, really good.
Really, really good. Zeke, come to you next on it, and top of the pops for you this week. Finally, there's a version of this template you're a fan of, yeah?
Yeah, because it just doesn't really look like the other ones, does it?
Yeah.
So,
no.
I do think it is nicer. Amazing sponsor, obviously, and I do really like the fact that they've got that badge because it sort of makes it slightly different to what all of their other ones would be. I do like it, like nowadays, modern ones, when the third shirt goes back to an old badge, I think it just makes it look really, really cool. I just really, really like it. I think I would like it more if the collar wasn't also striped. I think if it was plain black or red, maybe I'd like it more.
Okay.
But in the next picture, it just looks awesome. When it's in the match, like look at that. Oh, those long sleeves. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Jay will agree. His number one shirt. Jay, obviously, I believe it is the Centenary shirt. They've really gone for that retro inspired. Speaking from Jay from Retro Football Kits, it's the perfect way to end. That retro inspired. That's why it's got the floppy collar. It's different to the Real Madrid. It's just wonderful, isn't it? In every single way you look at it, it's beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. They went full retro, didn't they, to celebrate the centenary year? They went like fully inspired by the first ones that they had, which was more just sort of like an actual shirt, I believe. So that's why you got the big collar and stuff and the long sleeves. And then, the centenary badge doing the St. George's Cross for Milan. You can't go wrong with that. It's such a good throwback. It was like the perfect mix of a throwback, but worked for the time. Just a stunning kit. And this would be one that I want in my collection.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet. Cost a pretty penny, though. And also, I have to say, I think the majority might agree with it. The fact they've left Adidas it's almost as bad as Inter losing Pirelli. Would anyone sort of agree with that? I think Adidas and Milan were just perfect for each other.
Yeah, they always release bangers.
Yeah, like you've got the new away or the third one behind you now, and yeah, I mean, Puma haven't really done very well recently, have they? I don't think with their kits, and yeah, I would imagine they are missing Adidas.
Well, yet to be seen if they do eventually end up going back. I think they should just get them and Opal back. Let's get the old team, the old band back together. Maybe even Maldini out of retirement and
yeah, why not?
Get him to United. We could do with him, to be fair. Anyway, there we go. That is our final shirt, number 1 on our list. Milan, 43 points from our rankers. Finishing off as always to show I'm not a cheat and a liar, and I just make this up and do what I want. Everyone scores. If you care to, some people might even. I don't care. You've done your shirts. There we go. Look at Karl Porter studying. Everyone's.
It's smaller on my screen on my phone like
that. So ring doorbell again. Just so you know, like I say, I don't cheat. I'm an honest man. I do my best. But there we go. That is our show. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for jumping in the rank bank and joining us for what I enjoyed that episode. I think it was 10 good shirts and 10 good conversations on those shirts from each of our rankers. Big up to Sean, who's in Dubai, loving life, and Brad from Another One TikTok. Make sure you go and check him on Instagram. Another One TikTok. DM him if you've seen anything that you like and say Talking Kit 5 and go and get yourself 5% off a nice weekend away with your loved one, with your best mate, or maybe your dad who hates you and you're just taking him for his birthday or something. I don't know. Something nice. Go and get a nice trip away. Go watch some football. Anyway, that's it from us. And let's just thank you. Let's just say thank you to our rankers that have joined us this evening. Jay from Retro Football Kits, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on here, mate. I love hearing you talk and hearing you talk about kits. What's going on down at Retro Football Kits you can tell us about, and why should people be going over there and checking you out?
Well, thank you very much for having me on, mate. Always a pleasure talking about good kits with the two lovely guests as well. Retro, obviously selling kits as always, selling beautiful kits as always, and then making beautiful videos as always. All the good stuff. Check us out. Like I said, Lost Lionesses, that's a really proud of that project, so it'd mean the world to me if you check that out. But yeah, check us out and everything. Yes.
yes, please do. Link to the channel obviously in the description, and you can go and follow Jay as well. He does his own football channel as well, which he's not spoke about, but he's doing some brilliant stuff on there as well. So I'll link both of those channels in the description for you to go and be involved in his life. Really, Zeke, mate, I love you, my friend. Honestly, I really do. Thank you so much for coming back on. It's been a little while having you in the rank bank. What's going on in your world, Fresh Shirts UK? Tell everyone what's happening and where they can find you.
Firstly, I love you too, and also, not a huge amount. I mean, I'm currently designing my own kit, which is pretty cool. Very hard. As you know, I've not been too kind with a lot of these, and I'm not really about many. So now I'm sort of wondering why I am like that, because it's hard work. It's really not easy at all. But I'm on the way there, and it is looking good. So I'm really pleased, and hopefully it will be out there soonish. But yeah, no. Other than that, don't have a lot more to tell you, really. Yeah,
mate, that's a lot. That's a lot. A link to follow Zeke, obviously, in the description also. I mean, we might be on in front of half hour now, asking you what you've got going on, Karl. But mate, tell us. I mean, it's one. We didn't bring you on here to interview you and talk about all that. It's just to have a conversation about football shirts. But it'd be remiss of me not to talk about the wonderful things that are going on for you. Obviously, I've seen you, way back when on the scene, and to see what's happening, is fully deserved and brilliant, mate. And I can't congratulate you enough on it. Honestly, like the hard work does really pay off. So I mean, congratulations on all that. But what's going on? What can people look out for from you? What's coming up? And what other sports are you going to do slow-mo celebrations of? We're all interested to know.
No, I appreciate that. Obviously, thank you very much for having me on the show. Really enjoyed myself. Yeah, it's been a bit crazy over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I think I'm going to start, not probably going down the path of doing slow-mo, but I've had a couple of things in the pipeline to start maybe going over to different sports. You know, obviously collaborating with different people, which is exciting. Looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, are you all Manchester based?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, no. So yeah, so I'm actually doing the weekend at the Frog and Bucket this Friday, Saturday. So you know, if anyone's about, you know, come down. It's a killer lineup, and it should be a really good night.
Yeah, man. Jay literally lives across the road, so he's got no excuse, to be honest with you. So
I want to see it front row.
Yeah, you can take the piss out of us.
Yeah. This guy here don't like Ajax shirts, mate. Fucking
yeah. I put it as number one. Fucking boom.
Nah, mate. Honestly, all the best to you. Honestly, it's beautiful to see what's happening. So
Appreciate it, brother.
I expect a lot more success for you, mate, in the future. Godspeed. But that's it from us. Another session in the Rank Bank is done and dusted. If you've enjoyed it, if it's your first time talking kit, maybe you talk kit all the time, be sure to ignore Jay having a cough and smash a like on the video. I need to stop saying smash a like on the video. Just like the video, man. Just like it. Subscribe to the channel, become a kit head. Share it with your kit-loving friends and just go easy and have a good life, I suppose. Sound like a jealous ex there. Have a nice life. No, just be happy in that, whatever you do in life, I suppose. And that's getting a bit too deep. Whatever you do, just stay tuned and keep talking kit. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you later.